Mike. Yeah, that works. It's good PV. Nice seeing you fellas. I'll just get the YouTube set up and then we'll get going. Alright, that should be good, and we can get going. We got Moscow versus Athens. Hold on one sec. And here we go. Tip off Moscow, Athens. Now it'll be interesting to see who wins this now. I got Moscow as my favourites. I personally think Moscow are a very good team and should be the team to beat. As I say that, Chris Beach goes up for the layup and is fouled hard. But really, I'm not saying Athens are pushovers or anything. This is a good team. I think they just need to prove themselves a little bit more against the top team, which is Athens. Chris Beach makes both free throws. Athens off to a good start. Chris Beach going right at Patrick Vince, wanting a little ISO to start the game. Great way to get going. Now Larry on the wing. You know, he dropped 28 last game. Had a great performance. Patrick Vince now with the ball. Got it by Chris Beach. 5 seconds. Oh, Larry's going to have to shoot that, but that is lackluster defense. And Larry gets Moscow on the board with that quick three. And Rayshawn gets Tyrese jumping, but Zhao Li is there for the defense. Now here's Dylan James driving hard against Larry. That's off that time instead of past Anthony Rivers, and he gets the easy layup. A lot of Chris Beach and a lot of Patrick Vince early on for both teams. As I say that, Chris Beach almost gets the steal. Now his Phantom finds our lead down low. He's going to shoot that right over Cortez. Misses the first one, gets his own rebound, kick out. Patrick Vince open three. That's good. Moscow shooters cannot let the Moscow shooters be open. 2 quick threes for Moscow. Now here's Rayshawn Baxter going right at Tyrese McGrady, and McGrady's there the whole way, and that's off. Unlucky roll for Rayshawn Baxter. He usually gets those to go. Tyrese McGrady, just enough defense on that one. And now here's Daniel Phantom. Quick little screens Patrick Vince, quick little fake, gets the ball back, and he shoots a contested mid-range. There's Beach driving baseline, off that time. Good defense by Phantom. McGrady now with the rock. One more, Larry James. Zhao Li's got the mismatch down low. One dribble, nice little hook, and that's good. 8-4. Quick 4-point lead for Moscow. As Juan Cortez now with the ball was hard by Zhao Li. That's good defense by Lee. Rayshawn Baxter now wants a screen from Cortez. Doesn't get it. Rivers, corner three. And that one's good. Anthony Rivers. Big three. And Anthony Rivers up to 5 points already for Athens. PV now with the ball. Cortez trying to reach in. Kick out McGrady. Phantom now. 9 seconds left. 7 seconds. Patrick Vince gets a screen. Quick three. Off that time, Cortez with the board. And here's Rayshawn Baxter looking to push. Nice little step back midi, and that one's good. Athens, nice little run they've got going. 5 points unanswered. Patrick Vince now looking to go to work on Chris Beach. Nothing there. Nice little fade though, and that's good. PV looking to have a comeback game from his rather quiet first game. 2 quick points help that. There's Dylan James with the ball. Haven't seen a lot of him early on. Cortez with the screen. That's a great find, and that's good ball movement. Wide open 3 for Athens, and that's good. That is fluid basketball. That's what we love to see from the Athens Olympians. Zhao Lee with the rock. Finds Larry James in the low post. Patrick Vince getting a plethora of screens. Thought about the 3. Chris Beach is there. Phantom now. One more McGrady. Back out Patrick Vince. That's deep. And that's off. Perhaps 1 or 2 steps a bit too deep. Now it's Chris Beach. Doesn't even think about the 3. Instead finds Rivers down low. Guarded by McGrady. And that's off that time. Anthony Rivers. Is Tyrese. That's a big screen from Phantom, and Tyrese is going to get the open 3 off that time. Just enough defense by Rachel and Baxter. Athens look to push. Here's Baxter. Quick 3. Oh, rims in and out. That would have been a crucial 3 for the Athens Olympians if Baxter could hit that in the transition. It's like Larry wants to go to work on Dylan James, going right at him. That's a nice little floater by Larry. James on James. Dylan and Larry James. Both similar players. Dylan prefers the drive rather than the 3. As I say that, Dylan hits the quick 3. But Dylan James, more of a Curry Irving, or Larry James, more of Steph Curry. Definitely interesting to see the differences. That's a big screen from Zhao Lee, and Patrick Vince will get fouled by Juan Cortez. Good foul, forcing PV to earn the money at the line. And he makes them both. Dylan James now with the rock. D'Lo Perkins checking in. Rivers now with the ball. He wants a step back midi. Off that time, Zhao Lee with the board. And Moscow look to push. Larry James going right at Dylan. Wants that easy layup, and it's off. Anthony Rivers with the help. And here's D'Lo Perkins. Guarded by Patrick Vince. Nothing going on there. Rayshon Baxter look to get the double screens. Gets a quick blow by. Nice mini by Baxter, and that one's good. Rayshon, 7 points already. Now Larry with the rock. Daniel Phantom looking to get a couple screens. He did have the good performance last game. Zhao Lee now with the rock. They instantly double him. And he does a skip pass. Phantom was open on the corner. Phantom's going to have to shoot this. 2 seconds. Larry's going to have to shoot this, actually. And it's good. Larry James. He's started off just where he's left off from last game. Great buckets so far from him. Rayshon now wants ISO on Tyrese. Nice spin by Rayshon. Off that time. Good defense with Grady. And Moscow look to push again. Patrick Vince now with the ball. One more to Larry. PV wants it down on the low post. That is definitely a height mismatch. PV goes right at D'Lo Perkins, and it's off that time. Perk with just enough defense. And Perk looks to push. Rayshon gets the screen from Cortez, and that's a good find. That's an easy layup, and Juan gets himself on the board. The previous player of the game against Paris. Juan Cortez gets himself on the board. Larry James getting the double screen. He gets the handoff by Tyrese McGrady. Phantom coming up the screen. That's good defense by Dylan. Better offense by Larry James, but he dribbles it, passes it right into Anthony Rivers' hip. That's good defense as Dylan James, perhaps getting a little bit too flashy with it, throws it out of bounds. And the subs are coming in for Moscow. Bagaric. Moscow generic, as well as, I think, that's Spencer. 5 seconds left. Phantom's going to have to shoot it. 2 seconds. Phantom post fade, rims in and out. And that would do it for the first quarter. 19-7. This is some good basketball being played by both teams. Rachel and Baxter hit a plethora of mid-ranges. Garrett's checking in. He did have a couple good games in the DEBA. Interesting to see how the generic fares in the new league as McGrady goes bullies Rachel and Baxter all the way to the rack. That's an easy bucket for Tyrese McGrady. And yeah, Nick Brewer, I am Australian, which is why I streamed just so late, because I just woke up. Here's Rachel and Baxter now looking to get a screen from Cortez. Instead, Cortez is coming out to screen Perk. Great defense by Land so far, but Cortez gets the ball right underneath the bucket, and that's an easy layup. Spencer now, Phantom looking to get loose. He passes it to him, but perhaps a bit too prematurely, as Rivers just pokes that one loose. As now here's Dylan James. And that's Rivers, and then that's Perk. And D'Lo Perkins shoots a fading three. Off that time, Cortez rebound. You saw it coming. And Juan Cortez with a fantastic putback. And that one's good. Grady now. Going right at Baxter, just like he did the previous possession. Off that time. Getting a little bit too greedy as Rayshawn has some good defense there. I find Rivers on the blow post, then to Dylan James. Guarded by the Moscow generic, perhaps he can capitalize. Instead they switch off the pick and roll, and Baxter gets an open three, and that one's good. Rayshon Baxter, what a game he's having. I think he's up to 12 points now. Rise, I'll see. You can stream it if you want to. Of course, I mean, I got time. I can stream it, no issues, but if you want to stream, let me know. You can stream the next game if you want to. Commentate Sao Paulo versus Munich, which will be a good game. I'm excited to see Sadowski versus Kent Montgomery. Wait, no, it's Paris versus Sao Paulo. My fault. As Dylan James gets the screen, and then he gets the take all the way. Instead, unselfish basketball from Athens. Tries to get the three, and it's off that time. Yeah, Rise, you can commentate Sao Paulo Paris if you want. No issues about there. There's now Phantom. Comes to set a screen for Bagaric, and that's a big screen. Bagaric is going to have the lane, and he shoots the easy floater, and that's good. Athens basketball so far has been fantastic, unselfish basketball. Rise, I'll say that. Beautiful run in the pick and roll as Baxter finds Cortez. And what a game Rayshon Baxter's having. Tyson McGrady now got a bunch of screens. Faded a little bit too deep. Phantom now coming up for the screen. Screens Baxter, and McGrady's going to shoot that pull-up three off that time. Perk now with the ball. Mismatch with Lions. Spencer's got the mismatch down the low post. Moscow's going to have to come double. Tyrese comes for the double team. Cortez finds Rivers. Rivers a bit too slow in the swing. Doesn't matter. It does. A little bit of hesitation by Anthony Rivers, and Baxter was definitely disrupted on that corner three. McGrady now, nice little cross. Thought about the shot, instead passes out Spencer. One more Phantom. Corner to Bagaric. McGrady's going to get the wrap here. That's an open three. Tyrese McGrady off that time again. Off night from Tyrese. He's had a couple good looks. Hasn't been able to convert so far. As Baxter, nice moves. Rayshon off that time on the three. Bagaric now. They've got a mismatch with Lions in the low post. Let's see if they get it to him. They do. Lions now guarded by Perk. Cortez comes to help. Lions finds Bagaric. Quick three. Off that time. Good defense by Athens. And they look to extend their lead. Dylan James wants the screens. Said they find Rivers, thought about the three, instead fakes it. Goes Cortez down low, guarded by Phantom. Tyrese pokes it loose, 3 seconds left. Perk's going to have to shoot this. Does get it off in time. No good though. Here's Spencer, guarded by Dylan James. One more, Tyrese McGrady. Lions got the mismatch with Rayshawn. Instead find an open Phantom, and we know Daniel Phantom hits those threes like it's nothing. Great shooting by the big man to cut this lead down to 2. Athens had multiple chances to extend their lead. They do now, as a nice layup by Juan Cortez. 10 points already for Juan. Great start from him. Daniel Phantom now, big screen. And Tyrese McGrady's got the lane. Instead, Phantom gets it poked loose. Might still shoot this. Rivers is there, and he gets a hand to it. Great block, Anthony Rivers. And here comes Dylan James pushing it. Finds Cortez off on that. Good defense by Lions. Gets his own board though and lays it in. And the lead is 6 for Moscow. Phantom now guarded by Anthony Rivers. Nice little post took by Phantom. Off that time though. Cortez with another rebound. And Baxter now. Athens seems to be playing through Baxter a lot more this game as he gets the double screen from Rivers. And he gets a nice little midi Baxter, and that's good. Aisha and Baxter, 12 points already. Great start from him. You see Chris Beach is looking to check in for Athens, along with Amon Wolf is looking to check in for the first time for Moscow, along with Larry and Patrick Vince. Here's Daniel Phantom, good screen. Bagaric has got the lane, tries the floater, but Anthony Rivers smacks that out of here. As Perk gets a nice little left, and that's a 10-point lead. Moscow, their bench players have been in for a lot longer than they've wanted to, but there has been no stoppage so far, and it looks like they're not trying to get a stoppage. They're probably their 3 best players on the bench right now. And Tyrese McGrady looking to get the wrap. That's a good screen. He doesn't shoot that though. That was one of his better looks of the night. Bagaric gets a screen. That's another thing. That's late, and Tyrese is going to shoot it anyway, and that's off. Not the right start for Tyrese McGrady. A lot of his threes that he usually hits have been off. As Rayshawn Baxter now with the takeover. Nice kick out, Dylan James. One more to Perk. Good fake, and he wants a step back 3. Perkins, that's good. And Athens up to 13 now. And you can't help but say, why are Moscow not forcing a foul or something? Because they've got their 3 best players been sitting on the bench for about 3 minutes now. As here's Tyrese McGrady, turns it over Juan Cortez, nice steal. And here's Rayshawn Baxter with the finishing takeover, going right at McGrady, kick out Anthony Rivers. 5 seconds left, Anthony Rivers looked to take the final shot. Almost stolen by Phantom, but instead Cortez gets that, that's an easy layup. And that is a blunder by Moscow. And Bagaric hits the 3, that's what Moscow needed, hits the 3/4 court heave. What a shot from Bagaric. But Moscow had their 3 best players on the bench for like the final half of that second quarter, the final bit of that second quarter. Really confusing. Amon Wolf hasn't even checked in yet, and he scored 16 in 14 minutes last game. Of course, these rankings are not the correct rankings. Ignore them. As Cortez, what a half he's having so far. Fantastic buckets. He has been scoring all over the Moscow Generics. The second Zhao Li was taken out. Juan Cortez, just any bucket he wanted. Every time he got the ball, it was a bucket. Looks like Patrick Vince is checking back in for Moscow. Larry James as well, and no aim on Wolf. As PV shoots the quick 3 and he hits it. Nice 3, Patrick Vince. And Moscow, 2 quick 3s to end the half. Well, to start the half and end it as Cortez. Juan Cortez has already matched his scoring from last game. And that is just a ridiculous slam. And Juan Cortez is looking like the best big in the league. Oh my god. Patrick Vince now. That's a deep three from PV. And that is definitely rushing it on the offensive side. Rayshawn Baxter now finds Cortez. That's an easy jam. Juan Cortez. What a masterclass he is having. Larry James now. One more Phantom. One more McGrady. Find PV in the low post. 7 seconds left. PV gets a screen from Phantom and going right at Rivers. Seemed like he almost tried to dunk that. Patrick Vince going to line now. Patrick Vince now. And the humble person that Aqua is. And that is a great lob and jam. Athens. Rayshawn Baxter with another bucket. Patrick Vince now with the rock, guarded by Chris Beach. And Patrick Vince shoots another midi, and that one's good. That's good from Moscow. But you have to attribute a lot of this league is just Juan Cortez. This man has been unplayable the entire game. Rayshawn Baxter as well has been playing amazing. But Rayshawn, another quick three, instead he finds Cortez, and look at that. That connection has happened so much this game, and Moscow cannot handle it. Patrick Vince looking to get his team back in this. I can't help but also say that Amon Wolf is not checked in yet as Patrick Vince shoots a quick midi, and that's off. This is not what Moscow needs now. They're forcing shots. They're not playing like they in the first quarter. Fantastic basketball. But right now, Moscow, definitely their game to lose. Zach Cortez now with the ball, guarded by Zhao Li. Finds Baxter. That's a nice midi, and that's good. Rayshawn Baxter. Another mid-range and another bucket. Rayshawn and Juan Cortez. What a joy to watch. Amon Wolf finally checking in for Moscow. As Patrick Vince got a baseline drive. That's a nice midi, and that's off again. And PV has taken the last 4 shots for Moscow. Rayshawn Baxter now. Great hezzy. Had the midi, decides to go right at Tyrese, and it still gets the bucket. Rayshawn Baxter. Great points from him so far as Larry James finally gets the rock. Patrick Vince looking to get the screen again, guarded by Chris Beach. Back to Larry. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. As Larry James gets fake kick out Zhao Li. He's going to have to shoot out. I don't think Zhao Li's ever made a 3 in his career off that time. Juan Cortez now with the rock. Back out Baxter. Rayshawn, nice little drive. PV's got the help defense, but Tyrese can't even hang with Rayshawn Baxter, as that's another back bucket, and that's 20 for him. As Patrick Vince just gets that loot. As that almost fantastic basketball by Moscow, but disrupted by Dylan James. He looks to quickly capitalize off the fast break. Nothing happening there though. As Rayshawn Baxter, nice little move, going right at Larry James and into off on that layup.
James, first personal foul, first team foul. At the line for 2.
Amon Wolf finally checking in at the end of the third. Amon Wolf, that's crazy. And Moscow take a timeout now, a bit late on the timeout. They probably needed this timeout a good 20 points ago, as Athens is taking control of this game. Larry James with the rock, finally with aim on Wolf. PV now. As Larry, quick three, that's open. Off. Athens bench check back then, but Rachel and Baxter still in, guarded by Phantom now. Chris Beach on the wing, guarded by Larry James. 5 seconds left, Beach, back out Richardson, open three, and that one's good by Athens. Patrick Vince now with the ball in the low block. Amon Wolf getting a bunch of screens. Amon Wolf open three. Patrick Vince does not see him. As PV's going to shoot this. 7 seconds left. 5 seconds. As PV gets the bucket. 16 for him. As Baxter now with the rock. That's good defense by Phantom, and that's off. And that's a good pass, Larry to PV. And the league is down to 20. As Rayshawn and Baxter shoots a contested, meaning that's good. Rayshawn masterclass. Now Amon Wolf, low post, first touch of the game, nice little hook, and that's his first bucket. Nice move for Amon Wolf to get himself on the board. And that's a good read from Patrick Vince as Moscow finally defend that pick and roll that has worked so well for Athens as Wolf shoots the quick midi, and that one's good. And Rayshawn Baxter, great move. That's good defense by Phantom, though it doesn't matter. Rayshawn Baxter, what a game that he is having. As Patrick Vince gets a couple screens, that's a very deep three for PV, and he hits that one.
3 points.
Chris Beach now, that's a nice blow by Chris Beach. He shoots a quick midi. That's good help defense by Zhao Li. Amon Wolf, nice move from Amon. Thought about the shot. Says going to kick out Phantom. That's a mismatch, definitely a high switch match with Baxter and Phantom as PB gets the quick three off that time. As Richardson, big jam for Richardson. And Patrick Vince, that's going to be a deep three from him, and that's off that time. And you have to say that second quarter, Moscow fell apart. That was a woeful performance. They tried to get it back a little bit in the third. It's been a great performance. Rachel and Baxter, what a game that he's having. Only missed one shot last game. And now, as McGrady gets a steal, that's a good steal from McGrady. But what a performance from Rachel and Baxter. I think he's up to 22 now. Juan Cortez as well has been playing amazing. As Larry James shoots a quick midi, and that one's good. D'Lo Perkins now with the rock. As Rivers gets a step back, thought about the three. As Rivers with the back down on the post, that's no good. McGrady defended that fantastically. And here comes Tyrese. One more Larry, one more PV, and PV just shoots that right in Chris Beach's face. That is great defense from Athens, and here comes Burke. Nice little fake. D'Lo Perkins. Nice cut by Chris Beach, and PB just fouls. Just with a hard foul. It's Chris Beach, first free throw is good. And his second free throw is off. That is a surprise for Chris Beach. He's usually muddy on the free throws. As here comes Larry James, guarded by Perk. Wants the quick shot, does shoot it, gets his own board, and he gets fouled. Anthony Rivers. Thought he had the clean block there, but instead sending Larry James to the line, which he misses the first one. Down low, Rivers guarded by Amon Wolf. That's definitely a weight mismatch, as Rivers just shoots a layup right over Amon Wolf. As here's Zhao Lee looking to get set a screen for Patrick Vince. Does get the screen, and they finally run that pick and roll, but Cortez! Great defense by Cortez, what a block. D'Lo Perkins now looking to push, guarded by Larry James, and Moscow recovered defensively. Cortez now, that is a height mismatch as Perkins the open three, and that one's good. D'Lo Perkins, big three, and Athens. Gonna find PV in the low post. As Chris Beach just pokes that one loose, and Athens have team takeover. As Beach finds Keith underneath. Back out Perk. And all the way out to Anthony Rivers. Gets the screen, and that's an open three. Anthony Rivers. Off that time, Zhao Lee, big rebound. Here comes Larry. This is Zhao Lee now. That's a mismatch with Perk. See if they give it to him in the low post. 5 seconds left. Zhao Lee's got the person to the low post. Instead he gets pushed out of bounds. Zhao Lee. That was definitely a blunder, but good mid-range from Zhao. Athens have made 10 more shots. That is crazy. 10 more shots exactly as Anthony Rivers shoots another long two, and instead that's a three. Big three, Anthony Rivers. And that's another steal by Chris Beach. I think that's his third of the game as he finds Perk, and Perk has got that easy layup. What a run by the Athens Olympians. And Moscow needed timeout. I think perhaps just a bit too late for the timeouts. This game was well and truly over by about half. But you have to say it was quite unfortunate. Patrick Vince, Larry James, and Amon Wolf were on the bench for the entire second quarter. So it was the Athens starters against the Moscow bench for that entire second quarter, and right there, it was nothing Moscow could have done. As Amon Wolf now, good screen, and Amon, nice pick and roll with Lyons, but he blows the layup. Keith now, great move, Keith, and Bagaric is forced to foul. What a cross by Keith. Even the Athens generics are going crazy. Pushing the lead to almost 30. Now here's Bagaric with the rock. Gonna put a move on Keith, and so they find Amon in the low post. Guarded by Spencer, Amon Wolf, nice little fade off that time. That's a good steal, Spencer. Looking to go aggressively, finds Bryant. That's good defense by Richardson. I thought he was about to send that. It's Keith now with the rock. Finds Richardson, and that's a good pass. That's a good jam. Athens, that pick and roll has been almost unguardable no matter who's on the court. Bagaric gets a screen from Amon. Like Amon might almost want a 3. Instead he goes back to the low post, and that's a nice little shot from Amon Wolf, but that's off. It's Lions with the loose ball foul. Zhao Li looks like he's checking back in.
Substitution for the away team. Number 14, Lee.
That was a good win from Athens. Definitely proved me wrong. I thought I needed Athens. I thought I needed to see more from Athens. I mean, they only beat Paris, which was Paris. So I was interested to see how they'd go against, well, Moscow, which I rated very highly. And Athens have really just dominated most of this game. First quarter was close, but that's a great move from Amon Wolf when he hits that layup. But first quarter was close, and it was a good first quarter. But the second quarter came on, and once the subs rotations, like there wasn't a single sub made in the second quarter. And that's what screwed Moscow over. And then, you know, could have come back from that deficit as Juan Cortez and Rayshawn Baxter were making everything. Fantastic performance, especially from Rayshawn. Definitely what Aqua said. He said it was a breakout game. It definitely was a breakout game. As Lions with the ball now. Nice outlet to Spencer. Spencer gets fouled. Almost gets the and one.
First personal foul, second team foul. At the line for the away team, Spencer.
As Spencer makes both. Nice free throws from them, and he cuts the lead down to 22. So unfortunate from Moscow, and definitely it was, once they were down, I think it was still like winnable in the third quarter, down by 20. That's, you know, still plenty of time to come back. Patrick Vince shot, I think, about 4 shots in a row and only made 1 of them. And by then, Athens capitalized on every single shot that PV missed. And by that time happened, it was 2 out of reach. As that's Zhao Li, I think that gets himself on the board. If not, it's like his second bucket of the game. Good to see Zhao Li getting involved. Also, Tyrese McGrady in the second quarter. Oh, that's a big hoop. Athens generic to Athens generic. What a jam. But really, it was Tyrese McGrady. Pretty unfortunate. That's a big 3. Amon Wolf finally gets that to go. I'm actually at the Discord. Dog. Yeah, that is definitely the case this game, as has been about 20 points for about the full half. And the Olympians definitely shooting up massively in my rankings. I'd say they're about 5 or 4 now. As Wolf now with the ball, 1 more Spencer. Well, it depends how other results go. But Wolf now. 1 more with the rock. 2 seconds of the shot clock. Wolf is going to have to heave from way downtown off that time. And Athens will just dribble this ball out, and that will do it. Athens Olympians, great statement win from them. And hey, I was proved wrong. I was definitely proved wrong. But Athens, it seems this type of basketball definitely does translate to the top level. I think it's one of the better teams, or what I thought was one of the better teams. As Moscow. And I just get to play the game. I'm sorry for that. I'm sure it was with this man right here, Rayshawn Baxter. 26 points. 3 rebounds, 7 assists from the 3 positions of fantastic, super efficient from the field. Cortez, 22 points, a double-double this time, 10 boards, a steal and a block, 3 assists, only missed 2 shots. Anthony Rivers, 10 points, 4 for 8, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals and 2 blocks. Crucial from him. D'Lo Perkins off the bench, 10 points. Fantastic from him. Richardson, the generic, didn't miss a shot. Dylan James, only 3 points, but he only shot 1 shot. Definitely more of a team game. And as Chris Beach made all his... Oh, I think made 3 of his free throws. Definitely did. And got 3 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Fantastic from Athens. And now here is Moscow. Patrick Vince with his 20 bomb. 7 for 16, 3 for 8. Larry James, 11 points, 4 assists, 4 for 7. Amon Wolf had 9 points in 12 minutes, but he didn't really play too much. But when he was on the court, we saw what he could do. Zhao Li, 6 points, 7 boards, 2 assists and a block. That is a solid performance from him. Bagaric had 5 He had 5. Phantom had 3 points, hit 1 3, 1 for 5, 3 boards as well. Tyrese McGrady only 2 points, 1 steal, 1 for 6. Was being guarded by Rayshon Baxter the entire game. But yeah, it was either Cortez or Baxter for player of the game. Cortez with a double-double definitely could have been player of the game. He also played great defense. And that was a class performance from Athens. And that would do it for the first game tonight. I think Rise wants to commentate this next game. So we got Sao Paulo versus Paris. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. I'm hoping that Paris puts up a fight. I have hope for them. I know they have a bunch of potential. And it'll be interesting to see what they can do with this following game. Anyway, thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Good to see all of you guys. And yeah, just make sure you get your check-ins in. Make sure you get your likes up. We'll be back shortly, probably in about 5 to 10 minutes, with the Sao Paulo and Paris game. GG's to both teams, and that will do it for the first game of tonight.